200 Texans, including former Congressman Beto O'Rourke, signed up to testify Thursday on an election integrity bill at the Capitol. But a technicality forced a hearing in the Texas House to end abruptly before any witnesses were heard. Politics reporter John Engel joins us from the Capitol with what went wrong and what comes next.
Well, it was shocking to say the least. The chairman of the House Elections Committee, State Representative Briscoe Cain, he's the same representative who flew to Pennsylvania to help former President Donald Trump's legal challenge of election results there that failed. He told this committee to go to lunch, but he didn't tell them when to come back. And in doing so, he violated a parliamentary rule, and the hearing had to be canceled abruptly. What that means is hundreds of Texans didn't get an opportunity to share their feelings about these proposed stricter rules for voting.
Where is the penalty for suppression?
They had hoped to share their message with lawmakers.
We'll continue to fight until Texas is a state where people's voices are being heard.
Texans speaking out against what they call voter suppression.
They got scared today, folks.
House Bill 6 would require someone assisting a voter with a mail-in ballot to provide ID and a reason for helping them. It would block public officials from sending mail-in ballot applications to people who don't request them.
It's going to punish assistants who make honest mistakes on filling out information. Now it's asking for more information.
Election integrity is one of Governor Greg Abbott's top legislative priorities.
One of the main purposes of this bill is to standardize and make uniform as best we can our elections so that regardless of where people live, they know how elections are supposed to be run.
Other bills filed in the Texas legislature would ban extended voting hours and drive-through voting like we saw in Houston last year. Beto O'Rourke among those speaking out against the attempts to limit voting options.
The instance of voter fraud in Texas over the last 4 or 5 years is 0.0000442%. You have a greater chance of being struck by lightning than you do of participating in voter fraud.
But political experts say the election fraud fight in Texas is more about partisanship than proof.
It looks a lot more like the more familiar effort by the Republican majority to preserve their majority status by, in fact, shaping what the electorate looks like.
State Representative Briscoe Cain said he apologizes for the error and that they will reschedule a hearing for House Bill 6. It's unclear when that will be. For State of Texas, I'm John Engel.
John, thank you. Texas voters are split over whether the state needs stricter voting laws. That divide falls largely along party lines. Polling from the Texas Politics Project found just 5% of Democrats say the state needs tighter rules, but nearly half of Texas Republicans want voting rules to be more strict. Fewer than a third of independents feel the same way. But the poll found most Texans still believe election results in the state are accurate. That includes more than 76% of Republicans and nearly 90% of Democrats. Thank you again for joining us for State of Texas. I'm Wes Rappaport. We'll be back next week to bring you an in-depth look at Texas politics.